Hey guys, what's up? I'm Les, the TattedTrashReader. If you saw my intro video, hi, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here. And if you're new, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be going over and recapping my August reads. There's only 4 books, so it really shouldn't take that long. And then I'm going to be discussing my fall TBR, which is so witchy. Personally, I think it's probably the witchiest TBR this side of BookTube and Bookstagram, but I don't know, maybe you guys have a witchier TBR than I do. So without any further ado, let's jump in. So, guys are looking to celebrate Sapphic September. I really want to put you guys on to this indie book that I'm currently reading. It's called A Sin So Pure by G.B. Bancroft. This is like a 1920s vibe. This story follows primarily Nora, who has taken over as the leader of House Pride, and she is a fae that can basically has like the death touch. She can touch you with her powers and you'll just anyway. So they're attempting to expand House Pride's influence, and these mysterious murders start to occur. They seem super personal. They are, you know, mirroring like events that have happened in Nora's life, and they are trying to discover who did this and why they are also doing it as well. Because they're starting to risk the success of House Pride, and also the love that she is cultivating, or that she is like fostering like throughout the novel with Imogen, who is the leader of House Lust. So far, I'm about maybe, I don't even think 15% in. I really need to finish this novel. But this is really good so far. Actually, I'm pretty sure the second one comes out soon. But yeah, if you want to pick up a new one for Sapphic September, this is my rec. So in August, I read 4 books. Actually, let me grab them real quick. These are actually all on my physical TBR. So here they are. Aren't they so beautiful? I actually read a lot of Asian stories, and half of these are, or 2 out of the 4 of these are translated novels. This is really cool because I've been trying to diversify my reading a little bit more, and so diving into some more Asian stories was really, really interesting. And yeah, they were super fun too. So first we have Under the Oak Tree by Suji Kim. This novel is actually translated from Korean and is the most popular web novel in Korea as well. In fact, it's won awards for it. I loved this book. It was so good. If you like the marriage of convenience trope, this is a great book for that. Although the marriage of convenience is like more like convenience for our antagonist rather than our main character. But this story follows Lady Maximilian, also called Maxie, and Sir Riften, who is a very well-renowned knight in the kingdom. And they get married, and he immediately goes off to war. He comes back 3 years later, crowned as like one of the greatest knights ever, and he actually comes back for Maxie and takes her to his home. And this story follows Maxie as she is overcoming her stutter, learning how to be in a healthy relationship, and also Sir Riften, who is learning how to be a little bit of a softer person. He's usually around a lot of knights, a lot of men. He's never had a wife before. This was really cute. I honestly can't wait for volume 2. I love Maxie's like slower development in this, and you can tell because she has like, her story does have some abuse around it, so be careful with this if that's something that's triggering for you. But I loved her development in this, and I am so excited for book 2. You can tell that she really cares about being like a good wife, and she cares about like, you know, being the best that she can be for her husband, because she does fall in love with him, and it's really cute. Next up, I have Pestilence by Laura Thalassa. This was one of the non-Asian stories that I read this month, obviously. This was a really interesting one because This follows a 21-year-old firefighter named Sarah Burns, who is part of the apocalypse. The apocalypse is happening around her, and she is taken captive by Pestilence, who is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, if you're familiar with the Christian religion. This one was probably my least favorite that I read of this month. Just because I thought that the smut was a little bit overhyped. This is considered a dark romance. I would say that this is on the lighter side of dark romance and definitely leaning more towards the dark than the romance part. But I thought that Laura Thalassa actually had some really good commentary on the Christian religion and about like forgiveness and about mercy and like, you know, learning to change and see like the good in humanity when sometimes it seems like we're just really out here trying to destroy ourselves, and that's how the world has really felt lately to me, I think. And so yeah, I just found this one like oddly like very relevant as somebody who I personally don't subscribe to the Christian religion but grew up in that. I thought that there was some really good commentary here. So yeah, I guess pick it up if you like dark romance, or if you're interested in some of like Christian theology from a fictional perspective. Yeah, hope you guys like it. My third book that I read in August was A Magical Girl Retires. This was another Korean translated novel. This one is by, I'm so sorry if I butcher this name, I believe it's Park Seolyeon. So yeah, another very popular Korean author. This is actually her first English novel that was released. This book follows an unnamed female main character who is in a very unfortunate situation that she is trying to take her own life by jumping off a bridge. Her grandfather has died. She is in an immense amount of credit card debt. She doesn't really know what she's going to do with her life. When suddenly this car pulls up and the magical girl pulls her into this car and tells her, "You are the magical girl of time and you are going to save us from the climate crisis." And our girl is like, huh? Absolutely flabbergasted. Essentially goes on this journey of finding her unique gift, figuring out that you know, she has this unique gift that she can use to help other people and saving the world from the climate crisis, essentially. I thought this was a great comment on, you know, transitioning from, you know, girlhood and moving on into womanhood, and how we are all blessed with our unique gifts, even if they're not obvious to us at first. And we can all contribute in some way to saving the world, whether that's, you know, saving humanity from the climate crisis, or, you know, just helping people that are like in our community and around us. There is a little bit of an LGBTQ rep here. I felt like there was like a little bit of a budding romance, which I was really happy to see. If you like Sailor Moon, I would definitely pick this one up. This was so cute. It was very nostalgic and highly recommend. The fourth and final book that I read, that I also actually took on vacation with me, is The Satisfaction Cafe by Wang. I actually think this was my favorite book of August that I read. This is a literary fiction. I think a lot of people will think that the writing is much slower paced than other books. However, this drew me in. I loved every aspect of this book. This story follows Joan, who is an immigrant to San Francisco from Taiwan. And this is a story about her life, essentially, from her adult life. As, you know, she ends her first marriage, goes into her second and builds a family, and how she deals with like different tragedies. And you can tell that where she grew up and her immigrant experience shapes how she views the world, and it's particularly unique, and she's doing her best to be open-minded. But it's also grappling with a question of how do you live a satisfying and fulfilling life? And Joan doesn't find that until she's much older, and, you know, towards the end of her life. But it is really a beautiful novel. It's a little bit existential, but it's a very cozy and comforting kind of existential. The writing itself, it feels slow, but then when you look back on it, you realize how much you have gone through, and it really does feel like how life feels. Like, you don't really realize it in the moment, and it feels kind of slow in the moment, but then you look back and you're like, wow, that was like 10 years, or wow, that was 20 years, or wow, like that was her whole life. And that was something that was really, really beautiful about this novel. I can't really describe exactly how this novel made me feel, but just that it made me feel really appreciative for what little time that I do have in this life. And I really enjoyed Joan's story. I really enjoyed all of the characters that were in it, even some of the ones that were less than well-meaning is what I'll say. But I don't want to spoil too much of it for you. Again, this was so wonderful. Definitely recommend this one. That's all the books that I read in August. As you can see, there's quite a lot of different themes that we have going on here. We have a little bit of literary fiction, we have a little bit of romance, we have, oh my gosh, just some fun like novella, shorter novels and stuff. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about my witchy TBR for this fall. So this is not specific to September. This is not specific to any like particular month. This is just who's gonna give the best fall vibes. I'm really obsessed with witchy books for a long time. I think actually I started with a witchy book to start fall back in August last year. So yeah, you can say that I'm a big fan of witchy books. For this TBR, I have 6 recommendations. These are also all from my physical TBR, so we're burning it down. I've had these on my shelf for quite a while, and I've genuinely just been waiting until fall to read these because it's like, it's witches, it's Halloween, there's just nothing like it, you know? There's something about a good magic potion and, you know, a witch and her cats that just really, it just gets me. It just, oh, they're so cozy and they're so wonderful. I want to start with The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic by Breanne Randall. So just to give you guys a quick synopsis from the back. Sadie has the curse of 4 heartbreaks, and her grandmother falls ill. Her estranged brother comes back into her life to reveal a bunch of secrets, and her ex shows up back in town as well. So, you know, we've already got the crazy trifecta here of heartbreak and just and grief. So she is trying to, she's essentially trying to like reconcile all of this, rekindling these feelings like with her ex. Her grandmother gets sicker, and she, you know, from the blurb it says she has to decide, is love more important than magic? And I have been wanting to read Breanne Randall's novels for literally forever, and I'm so happy that I finally was able to get a physical copy of one of her books, and I'm so excited to read it this fall. The next one I have up here is called The Crescent Moon Tea Room. Again, it's another one that I bought that I haven't read yet. So yeah, so this one is actually about 3 sister witches. So we have Anne, Beatrix, and Violet, who run a tea shop together. And one day the Council of Witches comes to tell them that the city diviner has completely lost her powers and kind of throws everything into chaos, literal chaos. And so essentially they start to find themselves being pulled in different directions. So one of them, you know, she like really develops her magic over the course of the book. One is getting attention from a publisher for her writing, and the other is looking at joining the circus, and particularly because of a trapeze artist that she met. they think that this is a family curse, and so they basically set out to save the city, they set out to save the family, and to you know, challenge or change their destinies. This one is really cute. It's giving like the sisterly witch vibes. Again, I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be a really cute and kind of cozy novel. I also love anything with like female friendships and female sisterhood. Yeah, super excited about this one. Number 3 on my list is Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. So this one is more of a mystery, kind of gives a little bit thriller vibes almost. So this story follows Emery and August. So Emery's best friend is murdered, and the love of her life, August, is framed and accused of the murder. She moves out to the countryside to live the quiet life and recover from losing her best friend. And August is essentially thrown out of town. Years later, he comes back and needs to reckon with not only Emery, but with the rest of the town, who very much does not want to see him. And essentially they are going to be trying to uncover, you know, what really happened to the best friend, what is happening in general, because this might be a curse that spans family generations. Like, there's a lot, and they want to reveal the truth once and for all based on the back of this book and the blurb. We'll probably save that one for October, but again, this one also sounds like a wonderful thriller, or like it's a witchy thriller, and yeah, I'm really excited for this one as well. And then we have The Ex Hex by Erin Sterling. This is a really popular one, actually. I believe it was trending a couple of years ago, and I do love just a light, entertaining romance sometimes, especially when I'm reading heavier, or more intellectual novels. Sometimes I just like to, you know, lighten it up. So if you've never seen this one before, you don't know what it's about. I think this is could be more classified as a second chance romance. So this one follows Vivian and Reese. We love a good Reese. And she essentially curses her boyfriend Reese after their horrible breakup, and he leaves. He's out. He's gone. He comes back, and during their annual fall fair, disaster strikes. And so Vivian realizes then that maybe her curse was a little bit more effective than she thought, because we do often know that it's the intent behind, you know, the spell, not necessarily the materials that you're using that make it powerful. And so they're racing against the clock essentially to break this curse. So I think this is going to be a really cute one. I think this is going to be our cozy September read. But yeah, I think this is going to be really cute. I'm excited. The cover's like super cute as well. And yeah, so if you've read this one before, please tell me what you thought of it. I know, like I said, this one was really popular. Number 5, we're almost there. I have Until the Stars Fall by Holly Rose. So this is another indie author that I personally love. I've actually been working with Holly, and I've been on her ARC team for, oh my god, a year now, I think. She is a romantasy author, but this is her debut novel. So I came on when she was publishing her second novel, called The Night of the Trove. And so I'm finally making it a point to read this one. This one is also a part of my 10 Before the End challenge. I'm also documenting this challenge on StoryGraph, so if you want to join, you should. But this one is more sci-fi-esque, and I'm excited about this one. This gives a little bit of maybe like Guardians of the Galaxy. This story is about Gemma and Beck. Gemma's our main character. She is flying away from Earth and evacuating Earth because she believes that she has this magical power that's surging through her that killed her parents years ago. and she's flying to the planet Gaia in order to sacrifice her power and so that she doesn't have it anymore. Her funny partner Beck has other ideas. He wants her to accept her power and try to like learn about it, control it, things like that. She doesn't really want any part of this. She grapples with this decision of whether or not to use her magic or to give it up after Beck is in an accident that leaves him like critically injured. And so again, it's a cute little love story. I have loved both of Holly's books that she has written so far, and I don't really think that this one is going to be an exception. If anything, I think I'm going to love this one too. So yeah, I hope that you guys pick it up. And last but definitely not least, I have The Witches of Moonshyne Manor by Bianca Moraes. I really hope that I pronounced your name right. So this one is also super cute. I was reading this blurb. There's a lot going on in this one, which makes me think it's going to be a lot of fun. So this is 5 witches. They're going up against this mob because Moonshyne Manor is behind on their mortgage payments, and the leader Queenie, who is going to be our main character, is trying to correct what's happened. So she thinks at first that Ruby, who has been estranged for 33 years, is going to come back and save them and save the manor from being taken by the bank. But then she realizes that maybe there's another dark force that might be pulling the strings here, because there's also a man that is coming back to claim his family's legacy and basically like essentially like avenge them. And so again, as you can see, there's already a lot going on here. And then while they are trying to save their home and themselves, we meet Persephone, who is a feminist TikToker, super funny. And she is also going to help them because these witches' powers are aging and may not be as effective as they thought they were. So they're trying to take down this man who is, bent on avenging his family. They're trying to save the house from being taken by the mortgage company, and they're doing it with the help of a TikToker who is ready to thrash the patriarchy. Well, I think it's just gonna be cute and fun. Yeah, I was like reading this and I was like, this is insane. And that's it. So yeah, so we've recapped my August TBR and my thoughts on those just very quickly. We didn't do an in-depth review today. And then we also talked about my witchy TBR for fall. So there's some indie picks there. There's some, trad picks as well. I hope that you guys maybe either decide to read along with me, or you guys decide, or if you guys have read them already, that you share your thoughts with me. So make sure that you like and subscribe below so that you can get notified when I post again. And also make sure that you're following me on Instagram as well. I post some book reviews over there that I'm reading as well, and I post other like fun content, and I just really like engaging and finding out like what you guys are reading and stuff. So thank you so much for being here for this video, and I will see you guys next time.